Hey guys. All right. Okay. As you're coming on, let us know where you're from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Hey Melanie, how are you? How are you? Welcome, welcome. Let's see who else is joining us this evening. Hi Shayla. How are you this evening? Where are you coming? Where are you joining from again? All right, all right, all right. We have some questions that we're going to, we're answering some questions. Of course, I always have one to prime the pump. From Cincinnati. That's right, the city of, what is it, Seven Hills? Is it the city of Seven Hills or something like that? Maybe that's Pittsburgh. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Hey, Allie. Where's the missus? Wow, somebody's asking where's the missus. Yes, the city of Seven Hills. Okay, yeah. The missus joins us at her discretion. And she didn't discreet tonight. She didn't. Okay. What's up, Pringles? But she will be joining us via phone. All right. Okay, awesome. All right, a couple housekeeping tips. First of all, we are gearing up for our first stop on our tour, June 28th. If you guys know how to pray, or if prayer is a thing for some of you, it sure is for me. Please pray for us as we move forward, trying to get this up, get everything in order for this first launch. It should be a lot of fun, but with every major effort like this comes, a certain amount of stress. So we're working our way through, but I think it's going to be great. Hi, Michelle. Hey. So that's on August 28th. We'll be coming to a city near you, Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, in late July, then Washington, D.C. The following month. I think it's in September, if I'm not mistaken, or October or something or another. September, actually. Then October, we should be in Chicago or Atlanta, or LA, rather. So, anyway, go to mapsforreal.com, maps, MAPSFORREAL.com, and you'll find the dates yourself. Okay. All right. What's up, people? It's good to see the usual suspects in the house. And if there are any unusual suspects, please join in and let us know where you're coming from. And don't just sit on the sidelines, okay, as many of you are inclined to do. We're going to talk about this evening a question. If you have questions, of course, please feel free to ask them, to jump right in and let us know what you're thinking, or if you have some other questions or maybe some follow-ups. Hey, Jeffrey, to what's going on, to what we're talking about, or maybe even something that's completely different. Please ask your questions. We want to know what's on your mind. Okay, and one question that came to me is, how do we recover after a blow-up? How do we recover after a blow-up? When you have it like these, especially the big blow-ups, it's like, you have that awkwardness walking around, and, you're getting these half-baked apologies. Or some people are afraid to apologize, or I'm going to hold on a little longer to my anger, or whatever. How do you recover after a blow up is the question. And I'm going to, of course, all you out there have information in your own right that I'm sure you want to share. But recovering after a blow up is not just about calming down. I think that's one thing that we always do, is you always want to calm down. It's not just about calming down. It's about reconnecting with intention, repairing with humility, and resurrecting trust. Okay? Reconnecting with intention, repairing with humility, and reconnecting, or resurrecting rather, trust. Okay, and that's really, really important because when you have a big blow up like that, you actually broke something. Okay, you broke your connection. All right, you severed something there, but now you have to start the repairing process. Hey, Candace, you have to start the repairing process. And many of you there, I'm sure you've had arguments if you've been in even with a significant other or with an insignificant other or with a family member or someone, is it always necessary to resolve or to reconnect? Is it always necessary to repair with humility and to resurrect trust? Is that necessary, or should you just let your blow-ups just blow on out and let them just seethe under the surface? I believe that if the relationship has any value to you, you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the other person to reconnect. It is mandatory. A lot of relationships, I can't say most, but a lot of relationships that I've had the pleasure and sometimes displeasure of dealing with, what's happened is that they've allowed a lot of that residual stuff to just linger and then go on as though it's not there. That's dangerous. Melanie says, talk about it. Apologize for losing your temper and intimacy. For losing your temper and intimacy. Makeup sex is amazing. All right. She said makeup sex is amazing. That's awesome. Awesome. Hey, look, I'm for it. Resolution is necessary, and so is humility, says Wendy. But what if the other person refuses to take accountability? Well, now we have another issue that we're throwing in. Okay, so when it comes to resolution, now remember, we had the 3 R's: reconnecting with intention, repairing with humility, and resurrecting trust. Okay, so if I'm reconnecting with intention, this is me. I have to initiate my reconnection. I have to repair with my humility, and I have to resurrect with my trusting you. Okay, now if I'm doing that, the question is, what if the other person refuses to take accountability? I can't worry about it because my resolution is for me. All right, and Mel, you have some co-signers about your makeup sex. Jeffrey says, yes, it is, with 3 smiley faces. Go ahead, Jeff. All right. So you have to find common ground. Common ground is very, very important. It's almost mandatory. But that common ground is not very common, and it's not easy to come by, because when you're at odds with each other and you've had a big blow up, the last thing you want to do is give in. And it's so sad. It's so freaking sad. Because if you really think about it, holding out and not giving in to bring about reconciliation is actually working toward your demise as a relationship. That's exactly what's happening. You're working toward your demise. So even if the other person is refusing to take accountability, they're refusing to own up to it, they are working towards the demise of the relationship. And the question often comes to me, what makes you not want to be accountable? I understand. Sure, every last one of us, all y'all there and me and everybody online, everybody in the world, we hate being wrong. Period. We hate being wrong, right? But look, if you want to move forward, you got to admit it. And even if you ain't wrong for the whole thing, you have to admit your percentage of it. What about if the other person is a manipulator and they can't see it? Well, then, first of all, you both are responsible because you married a manipulator. You should have waited a little longer. But if the other person is a manipulator and can't see it, they can't see they're wrong, then you both need to enroll in counseling, because if a person can't see they're wrong, that's almost sociopathic. Especially if you're intentionally doing things and you cannot see where you're doing wrong. There's some sociopathology going on there. You actually need some counseling. Everybody, when being made aware of their error, should at least have the flicker of a light to come on. The flicker of a light should come on and say, you know what? Maybe it is me. Maybe I am wrong. You know what? Okay, fine. You know what? Okay, fine. I'll accept that. And it all has to do with how important the relationship is to you. Look, we're willing to sacrifice for anything that is important to us. Anything that's really important to you, you're willing to sacrifice. Case in point, we're starting this 6-city tour we're doing. Boy, have we sacrificed this whole company that we started. We have sacrificed big resources for it, right? But it's important to us. You know, and once we're out here, we sacrifice, we got to make it happen. Because commensurate with your sacrifice is your effort to make sure that thing works out. Okay? To make sure it works out. So if I'm sacrificing, doggone it, I'm going to stay in here and fight. Because I got skin in the game. Thank you, Candace. We're excited about it too. Let me know what city you're in. So you got skin in the game if you're sacrificing. Now, those sacrifices, for instance, I talked about us in the company and the tour, et cetera, et cetera. We're sacrificing finances. We're sacrificing time. We're sacrificing brain cells, all kinds of stuff. But in a relationship, you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice pride. You have to sacrifice self-focus. You have to sacrifice sometimes your own opinion. Yeah. Sometimes you have to just sacrifice that anger and allow yourself to act kind, even if you don't feel kind. And I hope you get that. You have to sacrifice and force yourself to act kind, even if you don't feel kind. You have to sacrifice and force yourself to act loving, even if you don't feel. This is grown-up stuff we're talking about. Because anybody can just follow their feelings and follow their emotions. No, but if you really want to resolve after a big blow-up, sometimes you gotta fake it until you make it. And you won't hear any other counselor tell you that. Nope. Nobody else can tell you that. And the reason is because be true to yourself. Look, we lie to our bosses. We fake it on our jobs. We fake it everywhere else because we found value there. Doggone it. In your relationship, now I'm not saying live a fake life, but I am saying that after a blow up, and only in this specific moment, you have to sometimes do the things you don't like to do, you don't want to do, until the good feelings come back. That's what I'm saying here. And I hope y'all get that. Candace, we're looking forward to seeing you in Houston. That'll be awesome. What if that's a good word? What if that's a good word, hon? Commensurate. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's a good word. Okay, yeah. Thank you, babe. So it's true though. Your sacrifice has to be commensurate, or is commensurate with your effort. Once you get the skin in the game, you got to work. Okay. So after a blow up, there's some things that you got to do. Number one, you have to pause with purpose before any words are exchanged. Take a beat, take a break, slow down. If you have other questions about this, other things you want to say, please do. I'm just answering this question because it was given. If you have some questions outside of this, you feel free to ask those. Pause with intention. Why? Because your body is still in fight mode. Your body is still in fight mode. So you haven't done any personal repair yet. The best thing for you to do is slow down, take a 10-minute break, pray, breathe, talk to God. God, what's really going on inside of me? If you don't believe in God, meditate, universe, what's really going on, whatever you call it. Okay. But what I'm saying is take a break. You have to pause with purpose. The first thing you have to do, you have to do that. Because if you do not, you're going to go from fight mode, because that's what I see in a lot of couples. You're in fight mode, and then you're after the blow up, and then you try. No. You have to get out of fight mode. So you have to pause, meditate, peace, tranquility. I don't know if that works, but you have to do that. You have to do something, okay? Secondly, Yeah, I see you, Wendy. Men need to sign up for Mentoring Manhood. Absolutely right. Inside the app or on mentoringmanhood.com. Also, once you pause with a purpose, the next thing you have to do is you have to take ownership. And I mean, take ownership. And I mean radical ownership. That means you have to ask that hard question. What was my part in all this? What was my part in all this? Jesus, I don't care what you did. What was my part in all this? Where did I screw up? What was my part? You see, ownership disarms defensiveness. Think about that. When a person takes ownership, it disarms your defensiveness. So when I say, yup, my fault, you know what? I take ownership here. Okay. All my defensive feelings and that defensive spirit that's in me is going to start to dissipate. It's going to. Now that doesn't mean that I'm dismissing abuse or I'm saying that what you did isn't right, or rather what you did isn't wrong. I'm choosing maturity over blame. I'm choosing maturity over blame. Maturity says you take ownership. All right. Jeffrey here says, I agree. My fiance got mad at me. I don't know how she could have gotten mad at you, Jeff. You're such a cool dude. Anyway, my fiance got mad at me about something. And when she told me she felt some type of way, it didn't matter to me why she was upset. Boy, you are learning something. My focus was the fact that she was upset and not doing what I did again. You're going to be a happily married man, Jeff. You are. Okay? Because it wasn't even about, you said it didn't matter to me why she was upset. My focus was on the fact that she was upset. Exactly. And it doesn't really, look, do people sometimes get upset over nothing? Yes. And that's coming to your question now, Irma. Do people sometimes get upset over nothing? Yes. But let's see what's going on. What's going on behind that if someone's getting upset over nothing? Because you said, what if I did nothing wrong? Okay. Y'all are funny. What if Irma says, suppose you truly did nothing wrong? Okay, let's think about that, Irma. Let's say you didn't do anything wrong. Person got upset and you're like, well, what did I do? Okay. All right. Let's go there for a second. If you honestly feel you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't do anything wrong, and in your heart, in your mind, you may not have. Okay. However, your significant other feels you did. What we're dealing with here are the feelings. It's not a time for defensiveness. It's a time for understanding. So, okay, you know what? I'm willing to tell me what I'm not sure what I did, but obviously it upset you. So I want to take ownership of whatever that thing was that upset you, but I need you to let me know what it was. Okay? Because I truly want you to be okay. And I don't know what's happening right now. You disarming the defensiveness and you're disarming their attack. If you didn't do anything wrong, your response could be, what you mad for? I ain't do nothing. Why are you always getting mad at nothing? I didn't do nothing. Now, it sounds like denial. Sounds like you're not really understanding. Okay? But disarm. Take ownership, even if you don't understand what the ownership is. This is not excusing. It's choosing maturity over blame. All right, let me get some of this other stuff here. All right, suppose you did nothing wrong. I hope you got that, Irma. I hope that made sense to you. Candace said, that's right, Jeff. Treat my cousin right. Okay, Michelle, that's why I love this man so much. Okay, all right, y'all got a great relationship. We love it. Which stop of the tour is Jeffrey and his fiance coming to? I hope you guys do come somewhere. Okay, y'all are just talking back. I got her, Candace. They are in Atlanta. Oh, come on now. You guys are in Atlanta. Awesome. Yay. So Jeffrey and Michelle, so they were expecting to see you guys at the conference, hopefully at the workshop on June 28th. Let us know if you can come there. Okay, I thought y'all were asking questions. But y'all not. Okay, you don't have to be married to come to the workshop, though. In fact, consider it like counseling. Excellent, Jeffrey. Okay, so the thing here is take that radical ownership. So remember, the first thing we said was to pause with purpose. Secondly, take radical ownership. Thirdly, and this is so important, repair the rupture. Repair the rupture. Okay? Now this is where you meet eye to eye, heart to heart, not to relitigate the issue, but to reconnect. All right? Let me get some of these questions before we get out of here. We're getting married on October 4th. Awesome. Rosie, what if they say you should know what's wrong? If you don't know, then I guess nothing is wrong. Oh, Jesus. Okay, what do you say? You should know what's wrong. If you don't know, then I guess nothing's wrong. Okay. If someone says that to me, you should know what's wrong. If you don't know, I guess nothing's wrong. Okay, obviously, I'm mistaken. I truly don't. Okay, but I do understand that something is wrong. All right. My not knowing it is my fault. It's not yours. It's my fault. I missed something. Okay, help me find out what it was that I missed, because I want us to be okay. You feel me? Because that response, you know what? Well, if you don't know, then I'm guessing nothing's wrong. That's defensiveness. Because something's obviously wrong. Now you're playing yourself. Something's obviously wrong. I guess nothing's wrong if you don't know, because you ought to know. No, I don't know, doggone it. Don't say that. But say, you know what? I take blame for that, because I'm sure I missed it. I obviously missed it because I see something did bother you, and I missed it. And I don't want to sound like I'm trying to avoid the issue, because I'm not. Because I really just want you to be okay. I want us to be okay. Come back to that. You feel me? I hope y'all getting this. All right. Most couples don't realize your fight or flight response has to do more than you being in danger. It also encompasses everyday life. Come on now. Your fight or flight response has to do more than just being in danger. Yeah. And I'm going to add to that is fight, flight, or freeze. Okay, those are the three responses: fight, flight, or freeze. And all of those responses, these are things that we encompass in everyday life, because with every decision we make, that's not an easy decision, outside of our normal pattern of thought. Any decision that comes at us as a surprise or creates issues, those three choices are always presented to us: to fight it, to run from it, or to do the deer in the headlight. Okay, but this is everyday stuff. You're absolutely right, Guest Kirkland. Lance says, help me with double standards. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, Lance, I'm going to jump in here. Fight the problem, not each other. Yes, Candace, you must have read my book. Fight the problem, not each other. Okay, but Lance says, I'm going to get you up. Irma says here, hold up, you can't repair other people's insecurity. Girl, somebody ought to take up the offering, because you just preached. Lance Newman says, help me with double standards. Okay, Lance, I want to jump on this real quick, just for like 1 minute. Double standards. You can't avoid them. You just cannot. Because you're different people. There are always going to be double standards. I know we look at double standards like, oh no, that's a double standard. Yes, it is. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a prime example. My wife and I, right? I know that it's a problem with me to raise my voice to her, more so than it is with her to raise her voice to me. Okay, because of our pasts. So we have this thing now. It's almost kind of funny, but so if she raised her voice to me, I can easily say, well, you raise your voice to me, I'm gonna raise my voice to you. That's a double standard. You're telling me not to raise my voice to you, but you raise your voice to me. She says, but it doesn't bother you. Is that a double standard, or is that just reality? That's reality. Now, I don't know. The older we get, it does kind of bother me a little bit now. But is that a double standard? We have to understand that in marriage, there's never complete equity. It's just not. There will always be, and that's why I tell people in counseling, I say, don't expect this equanimity throughout your marriage. It's just not going to happen. It's just not. There will always be imbalance. Because you're two different people. And honestly, I think it's exciting that way. That imbalance will always be there. So instead of jumping on the fact of, okay, it's a double standard. Yes, it is a double standard. Because we have different values and different opinions. And some things will bother me that don't bother you. But because it bothers you and it doesn't bother me, I shouldn't all of a sudden make it bother me because it bothers you just to equal the playing field. No, it's just what it is. I hope you understand what I'm saying, Lance. But fight the problem and not each other. That's what Candace says. Irma, you can't repair other people's insecurity. Okay, there it is, that mic drop again. You cannot, but you can be patient and graceful with it because we all have them. Okay? Oh, heck no. The Lord is still working on me. I understand. He's working on all of us, but I need you to understand that. We're talking about grown-up stuff here. He's working on all of us. But let's think about it. We're not all the same. Do I expect my wife to get up in the middle of the night if I hear something break in the office or in the living room? Do I expect her to get up and go look after it? No, I'm going to get up with my two buddies, Smith and Wesson, and we're going to go check it out. Now, is it a double standard that she won't do it? Absolutely not. We have different roles. We have different proclivities. There are different things, okay, that we're accustomed to. All right. You ain't got to agree with everything I say. It's okay. Some people may think, how come my not knowing it is my fault? If I ask you to tell me nothing, if I ask and you tell me nothing, if I ask you to tell me nothing, I should believe you, right? Isn't it being passive aggressive when you say nothing? Absolutely, it's being passive aggressive. And you can let that go. You don't have to say nothing. If you be a person that's nothing, you don't have to address that. But understand, them saying nothing doesn't mean it goes away. What I'm trying to get you guys to understand here is that in order for you to resolve conflict and to get over after a blow up, you got to dig deep. And when my wife or I say, well, how you doing? What's wrong? Nothing. We know it ain't nothing. Now, if I don't say anything at that point, I might have to come back a little later on. Honey, I know you said it was nothing, but I know it was something. And if it was something that I did or something that let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Then it's incumbent upon the other person to push through. Just to push through and talk. Because it's never nothing. All right? So no, just because another person says it's nothing doesn't mean that you should just go with that. You can't intentionally push buttons and expect your marriage relationship. No, you cannot. Y'all dropping wisdom. Who else should we expect to see at the workshops? We know Joshua and Rosie, Atlanta, Jeffrey and Michelle. Who else? I'm making a note of the faces. I have to look behind the names. Okay. I'll be there with my husband. Okay, Candace. Hey, Candace says also in Houston. Also. Awesome. Well, our time's just about up anyway, so y'all going off and talking about other stuff. Okay, you cannot help or fight someone's insecurities, but you can help soften the blow of their insecurities. And that's true, Guest Kirkland. You cannot help fight someone's insecurities. But look, show me a couple, any married couple here or any single person here who came into this chat without insecurities, who came into this world without insecurities. I think when we throw around these terms and say, and it's true, you can't fight someone else's insecurities. You can't help fight someone else's. They have to fight them themselves. But we all have them. We all have them. And if you say you don't have an insecurity, that probably is your insecurity. The fact that you're unwilling to admit that you have one. Okay? Because we all have insecurities. Look, none of us are perfect. None of us are. Everybody's trying to look like the Kardashians were used to be because of insecurities, because they consider them the standard. People are trying to look like this or trying to do this or getting this fix or that fix or BBL or whatever or hair implants because of insecurities. Because we understand that there's a standard and we want to be as close to that standard as possible. We all have these insecurities. The big question here is not, fighting or helping fight someone else. No, it's not about that. It's about understanding that everyone has them and we have to be patient and kind with them. Now, you ultimately are responsible for your own insecurities. I didn't get to all the steps, repair the rupture and create a sacred agreement, which is something I really want to talk about. But anyway, but we all have those insecurities, okay? But you're right. We have to soften the blow and be kind and be graceful, full of grace. Okay. Last comment. Is there ever a time you should drop a subject even if there's no resolve, no matter how many times you discuss it? Thank you. This is the last question. I'm going to answer this. We'll be gone. You're absolutely right. Yes, there is a time. There is a time, Candace, that you should drop the subject. If you find that if you find that you've gotten to something and you're going around in a circle, and there's no resolution, you can't get any resolution, you should drop it. But here's how you do that. You don't drop it unresolved. You say, listen, we are deciding, we are communicating this. We are communicating that we're going to take this issue and place it over here. We're going to seek some help. And then when we come in front of a mediator or a counselor or whomever, we're going to take that issue and present it to them. But we're not going to use it because our relationship is more important than that conflict. So we're going to put that conflict to the side for now. And this is grown folk stuff. We're going to move forward in our relationship. And then when we get in front of a counselor, we're going to take that off the shelf and say, look, this is our challenge. Help us with this so we can finally kill it. Unalive it. So we can finally do that. Okay? But yeah, you should drop. There is a point where you should drop it if it's causing serious consternation. Okay, my wife has put up some things here. You guys are so amazing. We appreciate you so much. If you invite others, yes, invite others to the workshop, 30% off. And she's just giving you a link there for sign up. And also, we're going to be having a Father's Day sale this coming weekend. There are emails going out. You'll see some stuff on social media. The Father's Day sale, if you buy a ticket over the weekend, look, we're sacrificing again here because we got skin in the game. If you buy a ticket over this weekend, you're going to get 50% off. That's insane. I'm scared to say it. But it's a very limited number. So if you don't get in quick, you won't get it. I'm just saying that. Father's Day, that's what we're doing, okay? All right. That you'll see that on social media, whatever. So follow me. Okay, Jeffrey said, that's one thing I love about my soon-to-be wife, man. You're getting all kind of coupons here. If she's upset about something or if something wrong, she will tell me, babe, it's nothing you did. I'm just in my feelings. So there is no tension in the air. Gosh, man, y'all, how old are y'all? But if there's something I did, she will definitely let me know. Look, I love that, okay? And I think we all can take a page out of that book. Live life with an attitude of gratitude, and you'll find it easier to be emotionally and spiritually mature. Yes. Thank you guys so much. Our time is up. This was fun. I enjoyed it. And we're going to probably try to finish this up next time because there's some things I want to talk to y'all about next time about this whole repairing the rupture and create a sacred agreement and then reconnect physically and emotionally, okay? So, there you go. Jeffrey, oh man, Jeffrey, you're 43 and she's 51. I love it, Michelle, girl. What? I love it. And Jeffrey, you're awesome, dude. You're awesome. That's good. If you've already bought your tickets, use this sale opportunity to sponsor another couple. Each one reach one. All right. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. I can't wait. I love them older women. Dude. I ain't mad, dude. Hey, gets riper as it gets older. Okay, anyway. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you next week. I don't even know what that means. God bless you guys. Take care.